This is Andy Peel of Boxing News, joined by Callum Simpson here in, not necessarily home, but it's close enough for you, Callum. How are you doing?
Sheffield's close enough. We're South Yorkshire. It's 10 minutes up M1. Well, Sheffield's 10 minutes down M1 for me, so not far at all. I worked in Sheffield for quite a few years as well, so yeah, based not far from home, not far at all. But yeah, I'm very good, thank you, mate. Happy New Year. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Happy New Year to yourself. Do you have a good Christmas and festive period?
Yeah, train twice Christmas Day. Managed to have a little bit of gravy on my Christmas dinner, so we're all right. You know, my weight's good, so yeah, I could enjoy a bit of gravy on my Christmas dinner. But no pigs in blankets, no Yorkshires, no cauliflower cheese. But it weren't too bad. It weren't too bad. I've had plenty of Christmas dinners anyway, and I'll be having plenty of more, so it's all right.
Provided Saturday goes to plan, I'm sure you can get yourself down to a carvery.
Yeah, it'll be all right. There's plenty of food after the fight. There'll be plenty of food.
Callum talked about this fight with Steed Woodall. In terms of a domestic scene, there's not many names hanging around it that people might think could challenge you now, because you've obviously built your way through the rankings quite well. You're a British champion. So why Steed Woodall, and what dangers does he possess coming into Saturday night?
Steed Woodall, because it's the hardest fight available at super middleweight in England, in Great Britain. That's exactly why. You know, like I said, boxers offered me much easier fights, international fights, 8-rounders, and I said no. I want to, you know, I'm the British champion now. I want to prove that I want to solidify that and prove that I'm the best in Britain, and then push on. And again, you know, I think Steed's the hardest challenge for me, and that's what I want. I think that's what makes a true champion.
Steed mentioned up in press conferences, been into plenty of fights where he's been the underdog, and he's got those upsets, most recently against Lerone Richards. Does that kind of fuel your fire a little bit more, keep you a bit more switched on, knowing that he has an underdog mentality? But it's not just an underdog mentality, that he's coming for a payday, he's coming to win. He knows that he's got the capabilities to win.
Yeah, of course. He's you know, he's confident. Rightly so. He should be confident. You know, I've known Steed for a few years. Always, you know, I've heard really good things about him. Again, massive win against Lerone Richards, who were former IBO, British Commonwealth, European champion himself. So yeah, I know Steed's a solid fighter, but again, this is why I want these fights. I believe that I'm going to beat him, and again, it's every fight for me stepping up in levels, and this is another step up.
What did you make of his victory against Lerone Richards?
I've watched a bit of the fight, but obviously Lerone's southpaw, so I don't really watch too much. But yeah, great victory for him. Of course it was massive. You know, I've done many rounds with Lerone, and you know, Lerone's had to hit clean like that as well. So yeah, well done to Steed. Great stoppage.
For yourself, Callum, how do you see Saturday night unfolding? What's the keys to victory for you?
Keys to victory is just turn up on fight night and be the best that I can be. You know, the best Callum Simpson beats the best Steed Woodall. You know, we've got a certain strategy and tactics that we're looking to do and we've been working on in camp. But I think just be myself, just do what I do, and I'll be coming out victorious.
I know it's one fight at a time. You don't want to look beyond Saturday night, but 2025 could be a big year for you, the way that 2024 was as well, because you're boxing in January, so you've got the rest of the year to look forward to. Is there any goals, anybody in particular who you're looking at thinking we could get it on this year?
I think 2025 is going to be a standout year for me. You know, I'm going to be starting the year Saturday with a big win. You know, I'll be picking up the WBO international title. Should get a top 10 ranking with them. I've already ranked top 10 with 2 governing bodies, second with EBU. You know, I'm British Commonwealth champion, WBA international continental champion. So, you know, we're going to be starting the year very well, and you know, we're looking to be going back to work well this summer. Sold out this time, full, using all the stands, using the pitch. So yeah, using a full stadium. But you know, I want to enjoy this weekend first. Enjoy this week, and I work too hard to. You know, I don't want to wish away now, because this time last year I would have dreamt of this. Well, I've been dreaming of these moments, and I've been dreaming of these moments, headlining on Sky Sports, and like, you know, you look behind, I've got all big banners up with my big head on it, and you know, so yeah, it's you know, these moments that I've dreamt of. So you know, I'm not going to wish away this week, and I'm going to enjoy it, and then we'll look to the future. But you know, I think in boxing as well, like when I was young, when a few years ago I would have been like, oh, I want this, but I know that boxing don't work like that, and the landscape's changing all the time. It's just again, you got to take one fight at a time, and after this we'll sit down with Ben and Kevin, or they'll sit down, they'll sort it all for me, and I'll just say yeah. So yeah, I'm sure we've got some big fights to come.
Do you think you're done with the domestic scene beyond Saturday, again, provided it went to plan?
It will go to plan, but I don't know, mate. Again, it depends what the biggest fight is for me. again, I want the biggest fight available at the minute was Steed. The hardest fight was Steed. You know, I did say that when I won the British, I did say I want to win it outright, but that's 3 defences. You know, I was hoping to have done that by now, but obviously it wasn't meant to be, so I don't really want to hang around and wait till the end of this year to win the British outright. But again, it depends. It depends what fight's available. If there's a good, solid British defence available in summer at Oakwell, then we'll take that. But again, I'm ranked 2nd with EBU at the minute. After this win Saturday, I'm sure I'll be mandatory for it. So that could be a European title shot at the Oakwell, or maybe even fighting another top 10 world ranked opponent. There's so many opportunities for me, and I'm in a great position. Boxer behind me, Sky behind me. You know, we do the tickets, we've got the support. So yeah, world's my oyster, you could say. But again, that could all come crumbling down Saturday night if I don't put a performance on and I don't win. So I'm focused for Saturday.
I'll ask one more about the future. I know 168 to your weight, and you're comfortable from the looks of it. Madness, comfortable, but never seen you struggle to make 168. But 175, there could be some big domestic fights there. Has that been in the thinking, in any discussions, a potential move to 175 for any names there? Not necessarily need to mention those names, but something you've considered?
I would love to fight at 175 against all them. There's some big names domestically, and I think this is the thing. It's such a shame in Great Britain and England because 168 super middleweights. It used to be such a big division. You know, your Carl Froch, your Groves, your De Gales, even like the Eubanks. Yeah, Callum Smith again. Yeah, all like your Eubanks back in the day, and all your Bens, and it's just. And now it's just like there's no real like big names. I feel like I'm the only one, and even I'm not even a big name. Obviously, I want to become a big name, and I believe I will do. But at the minute, I'm not. But it's hard to become a big name when there's no one else. You need a dance partner. You need someone to build with, and there isn't really that at super middleweight, which is another reason why it's no point in hanging around. If the top 10 were stacked full of super middleweights, big names, you know, matchups, and fair enough. But you look at the light heavies, you've got Yard, Lyndon Arthur, Boatsi, there's Dan Aziz, Callum Smith, Will Hutchinson. Yeah, there's Ben Whittaker. Well, I don't know.
He's still a big name, regardless of people thoughts on the Liam Cameron fight.
Yeah, I'm talking proper fighters, you know, people who are actually in the top 10, and so not him. But yeah, so there's some big names, some big fights up there, and I love to be in the mix. But you know, I've told that to my coach, but he's not bothered about that. He wants me at super middleweight until I need to move up. So you know, the plan is to do what I can do at super middleweight. You know, like you said, I make the weight well. Every fight it gets easier and easier. I think because I'm not one of the fighters that are in the gym, then they're out on piss up on a weekend doing whatever. And you know, I have my fight. I stay in the gym. I live the life. Yeah, I love my food. Don't get me wrong. I put a bit of weight on, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, I live the life, and yeah, so that I think every fight gets easier and easier making the weight, and I make it better every fight, every camp. So I can see myself staying at super middle for quite a while, unless some crazy opportunity came up. You know, it could be a Riyadh. You know, boxers got a partnership with the Riyadh season now. I'd happily move up to light heavy for something there, or even the super middleweight opportunity. We'll see.
I'm going to throw one more thing in terms of the future at you, and I know that was going to be the last one. I know there's a lot of talk about Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron having a rematch and some back and forth there, but could an all Yorkshire fight between yourself and Liam Cameron be a possibility at some point, given the credibility on the back of his performance against Ben recently?
We were actually before he took the Ben fight, I offered him the British defence. I think it might have been maybe a year ago, before I was even planned to fight Zach Chelly, because I knew I was going to become British champion. I knew it, and I said to him, we'd been sparring, and I said to him, you know, I've known Liam years, probably his first sparred like 10 years ago, and I said to him that when I win the British, after a spar, I said, when I win the British, I'll give you a defence, and I made him that promise, and he's mentioned it in a few interviews. But then Whittaker fight came up, but you know, me and him could sell. Imagine that, Sheffield versus Barnsley. Either at Oakwell Stadium, that I get sold at 18,000 straight away, or at Sheffield Arena. And like I said, I want the biggest fight. So for me, it's either the biggest fight is in like a challenge, or biggest fight marketed wise and commercial wise. And for me, that's a big challenge, and it's both. So yeah, for me, why not? He said he can do super middle. He said he'd come down to it. Then yeah, that'd be a massive fight that I like, and I love that. I love to firstly give him the opportunity, and it'd be a big night for South Yorkshire. That probably whet my appetite a little bit. It's a big fight. It's a great fight. And again, coming off that performance here, for me, he beat Ben. He probably lost the first two, then won the next three, or you know. So Yeah, but if he fights Ben, then he fights Ben again. Whatever happens with there, but yeah, that'd be something I'm definitely interested in.
A lot of us are due to shoot over to the Steel City, so if Liam's there, we can put a question to him as well, see if it's still in his thinking. But just one more thing, Beterbiev-Bivol, Artur, somebody you've sparred previously, the rematch, what happens?
I said last time that Beterbiev will stop him late, and I think he will do. Even though he didn't last time, I think he will do this time. I think Beterbiev's got the most to improve on. I think Bivol boxed great and did the best that he could, whereas I feel like Beterbiev still could have done more. And after speaking to his team straight after as well, I know they weren't overly pleased with some of the stuff. He wasn't really listening to him, what they were telling him to do. So yeah, I think he's got the most to improve on, which is why I think he'll win again, but stop him late this time.
I'll just get your reflections on that sparring with Artur Beterbiev as well, and how challenging you found it, and is he everything that we see when he steps between the ropes?
Yeah, it's as hard as you'd expect. I think, to be honest, they're doing the tech rounds with him were the worst because he knew exactly what you were going to do. You were told to throw certain things. The first spar that I did, obviously, it was for the Anthony Yard fight, and Yard obviously does a shoulder roll quite a lot. So they had me on the ropes, just shoulder roll it. They were like, what shots can I throw? Like, just a backhand. I was like, what, I can't throw a jab, I can't throw a hook. They're like, no, you can just throw a backhand. So he were there just unloading on me, and I'm there just trying to shoulder roll, and I was like, this ain't worth it, like, what am I doing here? But yeah, so but like I said, the open spars were great as well, you know, and just being in with someone that's not just a world champion but an elite world champion, it were an amazing experience. I was there for 9 weeks in total. I went over 3 times, and yeah, amazing experience, a great team, and yeah, it were great, and yeah, it's everything you'd expect.
Callum, listen, I appreciate your time. I've taken more of it than what I intended to, so I apologise for that. But thank you, good luck on Saturday.
Okay, thank you very much, mate, I appreciate it.
Cheers.